Yes, well, actually, health has a really high importance in leadership. So because I'm pretty sure that it is the responsibility of each leader that he has to make everything that is possible to have healthy co-workers. And healthy co-workers means that I am responsible for the well-being of my team, of my co-workers. Well, yes. Well, first of all, I want to say that yes, it is important to make sure that that employees, co-workers, can get good food in the canteen, that they have access to enough water, that additionally, what you mentioned also, that they have enough time to rest. Of course, these are important aspects. But there is one thing more that I would like to mention, and it's a health model that has been developed in the late 1970s by Aaron Antonovsky, and it is the salutogenetic health model, so the Salutogenesis, which actually describes how health evolves, what makes health possible. And Antonovsky describes it as a sense of coherence that has to be achieved. Well, actually, originally, the salutogenetic health model has not been developed for leadership topics, but you can really apply it in a very good way. It's very suitable for leadership. And this sense of coherence that each leader, from my point of view, has to reach with his teams and co-workers means that he has to make sure that everything makes sense. And Antonovsky describes 3 different aspects to then, in the end, achieve the sense of coherence. And the first one is the comprehensibility. So, which means if I delegate a task to a co-worker, I have to make sure, of course, that he understands what I mean, so that it is comprehensible. This might sound simple, but let's take the next one, and that is the meaningfulness. And I think that is something that is crucial, but sometimes is neglected in leadership, because meaningfulness means that, and I think we all know it, sometimes when we have to do things, tasks, and we ask ourselves, oh, what is this good for? I don't see a sense in it. The same for our co-workers, so I have to make sure that they understand the meaning, and also in the end, it's the value of what they are doing. And maybe it's just a tiny little thing that is one important aspect in the whole process of actions, of production or whatever. So the meaningfulness. And the last aspect, or let's say the third aspect, is the manageability. So I, as a leader, have to make sure that my co-worker feels self-confident and knows that he's able to manage the task, that he's able to fulfill the task and also to fulfill my expectations. And how can I do this? So manageability means that the leader has to provide all requirements, circumstances, a framework that co-workers can do their work. So, and additionally, of course, it means that I have to develop people. I have to develop my co-workers so that in the end, I am able to delegate a task. So if we take all these 3 aspects to lead to the sense of coherence, so the comprehensibility, what does he mean? The meaningfulness, what is the value of what I'm doing, and the manageability, we can really contribute to the well-being of a co-worker, because this makes people, or let's say it contributes to make people mentally sane. Well, let's talk about one of the major requirements, and it might sound simple, and that is time. Because actually, to lead people takes time. I know that unfortunately, leaders often find themselves in the situation that they have to do a lot of, let's say, operative work, so that they actually do their own work, and on top they have to lead people. And they reach their limits, and sometimes it's just limits of time. Because if you want to deliver the sense of coherence that we have just described, what you have to do is that you have to be able to build a strong relationship to your co-workers, to build a strong relationship, a trustful one, and to keep it. And to build a relationship means that you have to spend time, that you have to communicate. And sometimes let's say, discussions or dialogues with coworkers take more than 5 minutes or 15 minutes. It might take 1 hour or more. Or even sometimes, if you think about manageability, so what we said, we have to develop people. Maybe you spend a whole day with a coworker to discuss a certain topic and to however you want to call it, to teach him, to train him. So either you as a leader do it yourself, or you have to delegate this teaching, training to a third person, whoever that is. Whoever that is, of course, he has to be able to do it. So this salutogenetic approach is one aspect that contributes to health in terms of making people mentally sane, as I just said. It requires time, but it's really worthwhile trying and doing.